It's Friday, and I'm ready to swing. Pick up my girls and let the party bang. Ooh, tonight. Oh, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Attenville TV. This is the Crack of Dawn show with myself, Kimera Heeralal, as your host. If you want to interact with us in studio today, please do so with the contact details which you'll find at the bottom right of your screen. It's right there. Now, for those of you who are watching this for the first time, please do like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Subscribe, please. For those of you who didn't, I know most of you haven't. Some of you are watching this and they're like, what is this? No, this is Kimera Heeralal on the Crack of Dawn. Oh yeah. Happy Friday, everybody! It's Friday. Hey. Alright. Okay, so it is a beautiful Friday morning. I want to open up this show with a bang. Yeah, now you know we're all about showcasing upcoming talent, and for those of you who don't know most of the artists here, there's a reason why. We are trying to expose them, we are trying to uplift them. So this morning on a beautiful Friday, we want to open up with one of those famous songs. I'm sure you guys know Watermelon Sugar by Harry Styles. We used to play it on Attenville FM all the time. Oh yeah. Okay. So Watermelon Sugar by Harry Styles is now this morning covered by Lindsay Lomas from the US of A. Check out.
Tastes like strawberries on a summer evening, and it sounds just like a song. I want more berries, and that summer feeling feels so wonderful and warm. Breathe me in, breathe me out. I don't know if I could ever go without. I'm just thinking out loud. I don't know if I could ever go without watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar strawberries on a summer evening. Baby, you're the end of June. I want your belly and that summer feeling, getting washed up into you. Breathe me in, breathe me out. I don't know if I could ever go without watermelon sugar high, 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 watermelon sugar high. I just wanna taste it, I just wanna taste it, watermelon sugar high. Tastes like strawberries on a summer evening, and it sounds just like a song. I want your belly and a summer feeling. Don't know if I could ever go without watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, yeah, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar high. I just wanna taste it, I just wanna taste it, watermelon sugar high. Oh, I just wanna taste it, I just wanna taste it, watermelon sugar high, watermelon sugar.
Woo! Watermelon Sugar! This was by Lindsay Lomas from the US of A, and what a cover version you've done, honey. You! Harry Styles must be really proud. Alright, don't go anywhere. As we were talking about watermelon sugar, we are talking about our deadliest foods that you can find in the kitchen and around the world. So don't go anywhere. Stay where you are. We'll come back straight after this commercial. commercial break. Welcome back, guys. If you just joined us, you are live with us on Attenville TV. This is the Crack of Dawn show with myself, Kimera Heeralal, as your host. If you want to interact with us in studio today, please do so with the contact details that you'll find at the bottom right of your screen. If you're watching this for the very first time, please do like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Alright, we got Roshni Purachi coming in on YouTube this morning. She says, "Good morning. Honey, it's Friday." You're supposed to go, "Good morning, everybody." Morning, Ramashni. Thank you so much for joining us on the show today. For those of you who want to interact with us, just like Ramashni did, please do comment at the bottom of the screen. If you are coming in through YouTube, Twitch TV, it doesn't matter. We are live, by the way. All right. Excuse me. All right, so this morning we're talking about deadliest foods that I have found around the kitchen. All right. There's also deadly foods around the world, but we'll get to that. Okay. Now, there are humans, right? Humans are one of very few creatures on this planet who have the capability of ignoring our basic survival instinct, which is true. I mean, a lot of kids like to play in the garden, not knowing that those mushrooms that grow in the garden are actually poisonous. So be very careful for what's growing in your garden, guys. Kids like to play things, break things in the garden, put things in their mouth. You need to be very, very careful, as there are deadly foods growing out of the garden. So just be careful. Just be very, very careful of that. All right. So as we're talking about different types of foods, all right, there are deadly foods around the world. I need you guys to know this. We're gonna showcase a few, and well, one thing I find very strange is that people actually jump out of perfectly good airplanes. People do bungee jumping. People do scary things, but the little they don't do is actually check what is poisonous for you and what is not. There are things like potatoes. We're going to get to that as I explain this as we go along with the show. Now, there's also, if you look at skydivers. Skydivers are scary, but did they ever stop to check if nuts or almonds are good for you? But yet you can jump out of a plane and risk your life. It's amazing how these things can happen. Now, we've got a few things that, like, there's something called fruit seeds. Okay, I don't know if you guys like me. I love apples and I love biting on cherries. But did you know that those cherry pits actually contain a hydrogen cyanide called it's a prussic acid? I learned this yesterday, but just by the way, I learned this yesterday. It's a prussic acid, so don't go eating different types of cups of, you know when you get those pits inside cups, especially when you go to any outing, whether it's a wedding or a birthday party, you get those cups with pips in it, and then you want to bite them, and then you crack them and it tastes like sour. Just so you know, that's poisonous. Yeah. Alright, here's another one, okay? For those of you who love nutmeg during your Christmas time, okay, nutmeg is actually a hallucinogenic. I hope I pronounced it correctly. For those of you who are watching the show and want to laugh at me, it's fine. But yes, you can trip on this. It's said that eating about 0.2 OZ of nutmeg could lead to convulsions and also hallucinations. So do be careful when eating a lot of nutmeg. Alright, also eating one whole will supposedly lead to one type of nutmeg called psychosis. I'm sure you guys know of this illness, and this also includes a sense of impending doom. So please be careful when eating nutmeg. Don't eat too much, or when you're in your Christmas time, don't drink too much. All right, here's the main one that everybody doesn't know about. Potatoes are actually a killer, guys. I know those of you smiling are like, I like my fries. I love my chips from McDonald's, just so by the way. Okay, now potatoes have this thing called a glycocolloids. I don't know if you guys know of that one. It's also found in nightshade and can be found in the leaves and stems of sprouts of potatoes. Okay, so it can also be built up in the potato if it's left too long, especially if you leave it in the night, or if you get people like me who have this potato rack in the kitchen, it builds up like that. Okay, so now just remember, when you're eating these types of potatoes, they can lead to cramping, diarrhea, confused headaches. Sound familiar? Or even you can go into a coma, guys, if you have too much, and it can lead to death. Alright, as we have everybody standing by to see all of the dangerous foods from around the world, check this out.
Food is one of those things that can unite people. Enjoying a good meal together is like the perfect bonding experience. But while chomping down a good meal is one of life's greatest pleasures, not all foods are exactly good for you. In fact, eating some types of foods can actually have some pretty serious consequences, even resulting in death. From a traditional snack that is as American as apple pie to a delicacy that is an affront on all your senses, here is the top 10 foods that can kill you. Hot dog. The hot dog, the wiener, the frankfurter. Whatever you call it, chances are you enjoy eating this popular snack. You can find it anywhere, from food carts on the streets to even fancy restaurants doing a more expensive twist on it. But how can one of America's favorite snacks be deadly? How would this delicious sausage sandwich that goes so well with ketchup and mustard turn into a menace? Well, you might be thinking it's because of all the processed meat, right? Maybe because of the high sodium and the chemical preservatives? While those are risks for your health, sure, that's not exactly it. There's a hidden danger in hot dogs, one that you might not have realized. These frankfurters are a big choking hazard. A study actually found that hot dogs are the cause of 17% of food-related asphyxiation in children under the age of 10. Those risks are also there for adults, of course, especially if they are an adult prone to participating in a hot dog eating competition, or how many wieners can they fit in their mouth competition, or, of course, if they are just really hungry. To better describe this potential choking hazard, a doctor even said it was like the best engineers in the world tried to design the perfect plug for a child's airway. That's why people over the years have proposed some redesigns. Some even found a way to manufacture a sausage with slits in it so the choking hazard would decrease. But until this catches on, you might want to make sure you're cutting your wieners in smaller pieces, or eating your hot dogs more carefully. One of those two. After all, let's admit it, you probably won't stop eating them anytime soon. Casu marzu. In the idyllic island of Sardinia, in Italy, there is a traditional delicacy. It's called casu marzu. It will probably make most people's stomach churn. Why? Because katsu marzu stands for maggot cheese. Yes, the casu marzu is a putrefied cheese that has live maggots in it. That's why it's often called the world's most dangerous cheese. The process to make this cheese takes months. The Sardinians make the pecorino cheese and then cut its crust off, inviting flies to lay their eggs. Then the cheese is left in a hut for about 3 months, while the larvae hatch and start eating the cheese. After that, their excretions give the casu marzu its, let's say, distinct flavor. All in all, it's a gnarly process. The cheese is typically eaten with the live maggots still in it. When the maggots are dead, it's a sign that the cheese has actually gone bad. Really, while everyone pretty much knows that eating live larvae isn't a great idea, unless you're Timon and Pumbaa, let's dig into why that is. First of all, it's often recommended that people shield their eyes as they eat casu marzu. That's because the maggots can leap up to 6 inches off the cheese, and they might land on your eye. Not only that, but you also must make sure that all the larvae is properly chewed and killed before swallowing the cheese, because live maggots inside your intestine are not a good sign. They can stay there for a while and even rip your intestines. This food is so dangerous that it has been banned in places like the US and certain European countries. It's so nasty that even famous food connoisseurs like Gordon Ramsay have faced the cheese and failed.
It's sour. The aftertaste stays for hours. It has a length.
It's no wonder, though. Casu marzu has been described as causing more of a sensation than an actual taste in your mouth. Not a good description. Fugu, or pufferfish. Do you know what a fugu is? The fugu is a type of pufferfish, which is a very slow-swimming fish that will fill up their stomachs with water whenever they feel threatened. That's what causes them to fill up. Fugu is one of the most famous foods that can kill you. It has reached pop culture and can be seen in places like the first Charlie's Angels movie,
Blowfish? Isn't that poisonous?
and even the Sims games. But beware, they might kill you in Game 2. The fugu contains a toxin called tetrodotoxin, which is 100 times more potent than cyanide. Its liver alone has enough poison to kill 5 men. The toxin can cause paralysis, which eventually leads to asphyxiation, as the person stops breathing. It can also cause heart failure. That's right, you don't want to mess with the pufferfish. Maybe because of its dangerous allure, the fish is also a famous delicacy in Japan. And since it has so many risks, the preparation of the fugu is regulated by the Japanese government. There are laws to ensure the fish is properly prepared and detoxified before it hits the market. The chefs also undergo rigorous training to learn how to prepare the fish. It usually takes about 3 years for them to learn, and they also need to take a test that proves they know how to properly prepare and serve this delicacy. Maybe that's why restaurants across Japan charge a hefty price for the fugu. How about paying around $200 for a dish that might kill you? Ackee. Ackee is considered Jamaica's national fruit, even though it didn't originate there, being brought from West Africa in 1778. Nowadays, the ackee is also part of Jamaica's favorite dish, ackee and saltfish. Although the fruit might be delicious and beautiful in appearance, it can also be deadly. Actually, strike that. If eaten at the wrong time, the ackee will definitely make you sick. That's because an unripe ackee contains a toxin called hypoglycin. When eaten, the unripe ackee can quickly affect the person. In about 2 hours, the symptoms might include vomiting, loss of consciousness, and seizures. Without it being properly treated, it can also cause death. That's the reason why you'll never find any type of fresh ackee in the US. The fruit is actually banned in the country, legally at least. Even canned versions of the product are rare, as the processing and canning of the fruit do nothing to stop the hypoglycin. The reaction to an unripe ackee is so well known that it's also called Jamaican vomiting sickness.
When the fruit just opens up and the fruits hang beautifully with the black seeds forward, it's delicious.
But don't rush in just yet. The only edible part is the yellow portion of the fruit, the arili. Meanwhile, the black seeds are always toxic. Sanakji. There's fresh food and there's food that is too fresh. That's the case of sanakji. It's a popular Korean snack, and it's sold in restaurants and also by street vendors. So, what is sanakji? It's live baby octopus. Most people's first sighting of sanakji was probably in the infamous scene in the movie Oldboy. The dish has a bizarre way of being prepared. The chef first chops up the tentacles of the octopus. Then it's immediately seasoned, usually sesame oil or soy sauce, and then served for the customers. Because of that, the tentacles are still moving all around on the plate. That makes it an interesting plate to see served in a restaurant. Quite a sight to behold. And realize you actually have to eat this pile of moving tentacles. Of course, this delicacy is also very dangerous to eat. That's because the octopus's suction pads are still functioning. So, while you are chewing down this delicacy, they might stick to the roof of your mouth, or to your cheeks, or to your throat as it's going down. How about a tentacle stuck in your throat? Sounds terrifying enough. But what does it taste like? Sanakji has a mild taste with a slimy and chewy texture. Eat it at your own risk. It's reported that about 6 people per year in Korea die from eating this dish. So, if you ever find yourself eating this snack, make sure you chew it well and drink lots of liquids. Don't be too scared though when you realize they might still move when inside your stomach. Almonds. Oh, almonds. They are among the most popular nuts in the United States. They also have a bunch of health benefits, which explains why the demand for them has dramatically increased over time. There's just a special combination of nutrients inside almonds. It has a good quantity of protein, fiber, and vitamins. That's why it's such a healthy snack. They can also help with heart conditions, diabetes, and are linked to reducing the risk of cancer too. But there is also a very risky side to eating almonds. First of all, raw almonds can carry salmonella. Salmonella outbreaks in almonds have been reported in some occasions, like in 2004 in the US. This incident caused 13 million pounds of almonds to be recalled, and it infected 25 people. That's also the reason why it became illegal to sell 100% raw almonds in the United States since 2007. Now, all almonds must go through a process of pasteurization. That's not the only risk, however. Did you know that there are actually 2 types of almonds? There's the sweet almond, which is the widely available variety that are pretty common, and there's a bitter variation. Those bitter almonds in their raw form are full of cyanide. Even in small quantities, they can be deadly. The bitter almonds are not actually sold in the United States, thankfully. But while you don't have to live your life fully worried about your almonds, you should also be mindful. After all, there's been instances of contamination of unintentional mixing of sweet and bitter almonds. Mushrooms. There are many different kinds of mushrooms here on planet Earth. These toadstools come in a variety of different colors, while mostly maintaining a similar shape. Because they are so widespread, they can serve different functions. Some are great with food, like the portobello mushroom, which is present in a lot of delicious dishes. It's a tasty and nutritious all-in-one little fungus. Other mushrooms can be medicinal, and we humans have been using them to help us sleep better and help us with our colds. There's also the famous psilocybin that is considered a drug and remains illegal. Then there's the famous death cap mushroom and its close relatives. Like the name already says, ingesting these fungi can be fatal. They can be found in the wild and are not only highly dangerous, they are also deceiving. Looking at them, they don't scream poisonous. Not only that, they reportedly also smell good and taste great. Many people who've been poisoned by the death cap also said that it was the most delicious mushroom they've ever eaten. But they are definitely not worth trying. If you eat a death cap in the wild, the symptoms might arrive only 24 hours later. The person will suffer from abdominal cramps, vomiting, and severe diarrhea. But because it takes so long for the effects to manifest, it's often misdiagnosed as the stomach flu or something similar. Meanwhile, the toxins inside the death cap are hitting hitting the liver pretty hard. It actually binds to an enzyme and prevents the body from producing proteins. Without that, the victim quickly experiences multiple organ failures and eventually death. So remember this, don't go eating any wild mushrooms, alright? Hakarl. Hakarl is an Icelandic delicacy. It's fermented shark meat. The process of preparing the dish is quite complex. First, the shark is put in the ground and covered in gravel. It stays there for 3 months. That's not all. After that, the shark is left hanging for close to another 3 months to dry it out. Only then is this delicacy ready to be eaten. But don't think this whole process makes the food taste or smell good.
Oh my God!
The smell alone has been described as a full-on assault to the senses, and a mix of rotten cheese and ammonia. But forget the smell, it also tastes pretty rancid as well. Apparently, even Icelandic people consider this more of an eating challenge than a tried and true delicacy. You might think that this shark meat can be deadly because of how it is prepared, but that's not actually it. The fact is that this type of shark doesn't actually have a urinary tract. So, there's a good chance that highly toxic substances get stored into the meat of the shark, which can result in pretty bad side effects when you eat it. Not only that, shark meat can contain heavy metals and chemicals that are dangerous if consumed in great quantity. If you ever are in Iceland, just remember, that foul-looking, rancid-smelling, and awful-tasting shark delicacy, it might also kill you. Actually, the chances are probably rare, because most of you won't eat hakarl anyway. Bean sprouts. Bean sprouts are often associated with Eastern cuisine, as it's pretty common for many Asian countries to include the ingredient in their dishes. But over the years, these sprouts have been taking over the globe. That's because there are many health benefits to them. They can help increase your bone health, your immune system, and they're even good for your eyes. They are also very low in fat and rich in protein. The only problem is that the beans need a hot and humid environment to sprout. This type of environment is also very conducive for bacteria growth. The Food and Drug Administration has stated that sprout contamination continues to pose a serious public health concern. That makes them the perfect candidate for many life-threatening bacteria like Salmonella, E. coli, and Listeria. Since 1996, there have been over 30 outbreaks of E. coli and Salmonella that were linked to sprouts. That's why it's often recommended that pregnant women, children, or those with weak immune systems avoid eating them. In 2011, an outbreak of E. coli killed 29 people and affected over 3,000 in Germany. But those risks are not only exclusive to bean sprouts. They are linked to all kinds of sprouts. Reports said these ingredients are also dangerous because they can easily be added to food without being mentioned, like in a sandwich or a salad. One way to be safe from these bacteria is by cooking these foods, as the process of cooking is likely to kill the dangerous bacteria. Potatoes. Fried, mashed, baked. Potatoes can be prepared in a lot of different ways, and pretty much all of them result in something delicious. So it might come as a shock to learn that these delicious little starches could actually kill you. And we're not talking about death by French fry overdose. Potatoes contain a toxic substance called solanine. This toxic substance is even more pronounced in green potatoes, and in parts where the potato presents a green tint. That's why it is recommended to cut out the green areas of the potato before eating it. The solanine is actually a natural form of insecticide, but the levels of it can increase when the potato is left for long periods of time exposed to the sun and warm temperatures. The symptoms of solanine poisoning can go from stomach cramps, headache, and diarrhea up to more serious things like hallucinations, fever, and loss of sensation. And of course, it could also lead to death. But don't worry too much, as it's pretty rare for a green potato to reach the markets. Also, the amount of potatoes you need to eat in order to get poisoned is pretty high. But it's also better to be safe than sorry. That's why you should avoid potatoes that look too green or taste bitter. Those are both signals of solanine. Overall, you can go ahead and enjoy this delicious starch without worrying too much.
The world's most deadliest food, everybody. You see, I care about you. Look, I'm showing you things that you shouldn't be eating. It's bad for you. Alright, don't go anywhere. Stay tuned as we have an exclusive interview with Nicholas Armugam from Durban. Don't go anywhere. We'll come back straight after this.
For the ones we trust to always be there. For the ones caring for others. For the ones who keep going no matter where they are. In extraordinary times, extraordinary people step up and tackle the big things and the little things that matter. For the ones making sacrifices, standing guard, and standing on the front lines, we're grateful for all you do, and we're always here to help you do it. For the ones who get it done.
Welcome back, everybody. You're live with us on Action Bull TV. This is the Crack of Dawn show with myself, Kimera Heeralal, as your host. And today we have an exclusive interview with Nicholas Armugam all the way from Durban. Good morning, Nicholas.
Good morning, Kim.
How are you this morning?
I'm well, thanks, and you?
You sound so passive, so humbled. Like I watched your music video before. You don't seem this way.
Yes.
All right, so Nicholas, you are a professional singer, yes?
Yes, I am.
You are. Okay, so tell us a bit about yourself. What skills have you learned that will help you in your singing career? Let us know.
It's having the ability to handle rejection and the strength to keep on going in the music industry.
Well, so what made you decide to pursue a career in entertainment?
Music got me through some really tough times in my life, and I would like to help people heal through music. That's the reason why I got into the music industry.
That's beautiful. Well, so okay, what kind of a singer would you classify yourself as?
I grew up with gospel music, but
Okay.
I would say that my genre would be pop, the pop. Yeah.
Oh, you're a pop guy.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Love
So,
the pop.
so what has been the best performance of your career so far?
I think recording the music video for Duet.
Oh yeah.
I think it was out of my comfort zone, but I learned a lot from doing that video. Yes.
I personally loved watching that video. Guys, you are going to get to see it after this interview. You're going to get to see what Nicholas Armugam is all about. And well, I think you girls, he's quite good looking as well. Are you single, Nicholas?
Yes.
Oh, ladies, I'm pumping you out, Nicholas, live on air. All right. So, how will you cope with being away from home for long periods of time as your career grows?
I think having people listen to my music would kind of help me cope from being away from my family
Lovely.
for long periods of time. Yes.
All right, so Nicholas, can you tell everybody how to get a hold of you if they like your music video, if they want to hire you for maybe events?
You can catch me on all my social media. It's Nicholas Armugam. Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. Well, if you did miss that, you can drop us an email on mail@actonvillefm.co.za. You can also WhatsApp us on 074-660-5829. We'll give you all the deeds that you need. So thank you for joining us in studio today, Nicholas.
Thank you, Kim.
When are you coming to Joburg?
Soon, very soon.
When you do, you better make your first stop here, right?
I will.
All right, thank you so much for joining us live in studio this morning, guys. Here is Nicholas Armugam with Duet. Check his music video out.
It's cold here in my heart. I've been writing till late. I've been trying to speak my mind, but they say that the rain won't last. Trying to put pen to paper, trying to put chords to the thoughts that I have in my head for you. Oh, but it's hard. I find it hard to talk to you, but when I write songs, we speak the same language. I know it might seem strange, but I don't wanna go our separate ways just yet. Can't life be our duet? Writing, I know I'm writing out of pages, reaching days, and I've been trying to move on with my life, but I can get you out of my mind. Trying to put pen to paper, trying to put chords to the thoughts that I have in my head for you. Oh, but it's hard. I find it hard to talk to you, but when I write songs, we speak the same language. I know it might seem strange, but I don't wanna go our separate ways just yet. Can't life be be our duet. We can go la, di-di-da, di-di-da. We can go la, di-di-da, di-di-da, da-da. We can go la, di-di-da, di-di-da. We can go la, di-di-da, di-di-da, da-da. I find it hard to talk to you, but when I write songs, we speak the same language. I know it might seem strange, but I won't go our separate ways just yet. Can life be our duet?
Nicholas Armugam, all the way from Durban, ladies and gentlemen, with his very own original song called Duet. Well, if you also have a talent that you want to showcase live here on Attenville TV, drop us an email on mail@attenvillefm.co.za. Don't go anywhere, we'll come back straight after this commercial break.
Wanna be a star? For all your music needs, contact Rockstar Beat Productions South Africa. We offer music production, publishing, artist management, and digital distribution. For further information, contact 084 605 5466.
Welcome back, everybody. If you just joined us, you are live with us on Attenville TV. This is the Crack It Down Show with myself, Kimera Heeralal, as your host. If you want to interact with us in studio today, please do so with the contact details that you'll find at the bottom right of your screen. If you haven't done this already, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. This is a Friday, by the way. Yeah, I gotta do this. Yeah, I know it looks kind of silly when you're alone, but I gotta tell you, it feels good. Alright, so this morning we were talking about different types of foods that can kill you in your kitchen, and even we've traveled around the world showing you different types of foods that are dangerous for you guys. Please don't take this show lightly. I know I like clowning around and stuff, but I'd actually prefer if you listen, especially with potatoes. For those of you who love potatoes like me, it's bad for you. Okay, just don't have too much. Everything should be done in moderation, guys. Whether you eat chocolate, whether you love sugar, everything in your life, everything you take into your body should be done in moderation. So, I mean, everything can kill you. I think even too much laughing can probably kill you. So I'm surprised I'm not dead yet, but yeah, you get me, right? Alright, so there's another one in your kitchen which is also bad for you. Almonds. Who likes almonds? Yeah. Okay. Alright, so almonds now, guys, there are two different variations of almonds, if you didn't know. Now, there's sweet almonds and there's bitter almonds, and I quite frankly like both. Okay, almonds are actually the bitter ones. It's supposed to be like containing what do you call that? It contains relatively large amounts of hydrogen coincide. I don't know if you guys know of this chemical, but if you don't, now you've learned something new. Now, it's said that even eating just 7 to 10 raw bitter almonds can cause problems in adults and could be fatal for children as well. Now, just remember, for those of you who are trying to get pregnant and are trying to have babies, please stay away from almonds. Did you know that? Okay, so almonds are no good for you. Maybe 1 or 2 once in a blue moon, it's fine. I know it tastes really good. I mean, I love almonds in everything. I even like Magnum, the Magnum ice cream. Hello, without the almonds, it just wouldn't be the same, right? Right. Okay, there's also something called raw honey. Yeah, not just honey, raw honey, right? Now, because it doesn't go through any kind of fractionation of processes, which is harmful and has toxins that can kill you. Okay, and also it has this thing called Grey and Knot toxin. Okay, now that can lead to dizziness as well as weakness as well, and excessive sweating. Okay, so if you have a lot of honey and you got a lot of sweating going on and you feel that bit of nausea all the time, it's because you've been eating raw honey. Okay, it's no good for your body. It's not necessarily a killer, but what I would say is that do not take in too much, because you'll feel nauseous the whole day and not knowing why. Then you end up being like me, going to the pharmacy and getting Valoids and intaking things. Oh no, then you're just damaging your body more. Just try and do everything in moderation, guys. It works out easier that way. All right, there's another one. Tomatoes, everybody's favorite. I love tomatoes. In my salad, in my food, in my curries, in everything. Now, tomatoes. Now, the stems and the leaves of tomatoes contain something called alkali poisons. If you haven't heard of it, now you learned something new about tomatoes today. Now, this can also cause stomach agitation, and some of you have heartburn. Yeah? All right. So, unripe green tomatoes have been said to have the same effect, just so you know, and you would need to consume vast quantities for it to actually be fatal, and not exactly high risk, but you might avoid wanting to eat tomato leaves. I don't know if you guys are like me, but I tend to eat everything. My first love, food. Tomatoes are dangerous for you guys in the long run. It won't affect you now, especially when you're younger and you're like me and you eat tomatoes as if they were a fruit. Look what's happening. Yeah, my mouth's watering. Oh yeah. All right, so today I'm educating you guys about fruits and food that can kill you around the kitchen. Please do not take the show lightly, for these are facts which I've researched and professional doctors have given me the go ahead to do this show. So there's also something called tuna. Everybody loves tuna in their sandwiches when going to work or to school or college, wherever the case may be. Everybody loves tuna, right? Now tuna, the danger in tuna is the mercury, right, that the fish absorbs. Now once it's in your body, mercury will either pass through your kidneys or travel to your brain, which also I don't recommend this for children, especially if you're a growing kid and a growing baby. Tuna is no good for a growing brain, especially that is the very most important part of your body. I mean, without your brain you can't function. And it's unlikely that eating a massive amount of tuna in one sitting will actually kill you. No, it won't kill you. It's just in the long run, it's no good for you, especially the brain and the body as it's growing. Ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who are feeding your kids tuna every day, try and take it easy. Do everything in moderation. Don't forget that. All right, now don't go anywhere. This is our Happy Fridays, and it's all about showcasing talent. And also today I'm educating you about foods that can kill you, and that's no good for you. So now we've got a lovely special which we put together. I don't know if you guys remember Kankara. Let's support him. He's made many music videos, and everybody knows the jam-packed jam called Havana by Camila Cabello. Yes, what a beautiful track, what a hit it was. And today we have a cover version by Kankara and LUT. Check him out.
Alongside Lut, it's a passive vibration. Jamaica straight to Germany. Talk to them, girls.
Jamaica.
What?
All of my heart is in Jamaica, oh na na.
All right.
He took me back streets of Jamaica, oh na na.
What?
Oh, and my heart is in Jamaica. My heart is in Jamaica. Didn't walk up with that, how you do it. When he came in the room, said there's a lot of girls I can do it, but I can't wait. I knew him forever in a minute. That summer night, and I'm loving the rude boy vibe he's giving. He got me feeling like ooh.
I saw that make you feel, baby girl.
I knew it when I met him. I loved him when I left him.
Yes, I
had me feeling like ooh. To go, oh na 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 na, Jamaica, oh na na.
Yes, I.
All of my heart is in Jamaica, oh na
Every
na.
single piece I know.
He took me back streets of Jamaica, oh na na.
Yeah, man.
All of my heart is in Jamaica. My heart is in Jamaica, Jamaica.
She fell in love with Jamaica, naturally. She never yet feels so alive and so free. Cruising the streets of Kingston City. She love up the vibes and culture, you see. Rock your waistline to the rhythm and beat. It's reggae music and dance also sweet. Blaze up the fire, yes, turn up the heat. Tell them how we run the street. The party turn up and the vibes can't done. Baseline I rock the streets of Kingston. No bad vibes, we come for your fun. Babylon can't shut we down. We party from night till sunrise. And everyone feeling so nice. She feels the natural lies. I see the love in her eyes.
Jamaica, oh na na.
Right, baby girl.
All of my heart is in Jamaica, oh na na.
Every piece, you know.
He took me back streets of Jamaica, oh na na. All of my heart is in Jamaica. My heart is in Jamaica, oh na 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 na, yeah.
Talk to me, baby girl.
Oh na 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 na.
Tell them how you feeling, oh.
Oh, just take me back. Oh, just take me back. Oh, just take me back.
Anytime you're ready, baby, love.
Just got me feeling like Right. Gotta say like you just take me back now.
Anytime you're ready.
You just take me back, say Jamaica, oh na na. All of my heart is in Jamaica, oh na na. Please take me back streets of Jamaica, oh na na. All of my heart is in Jamaica. My heart is in Jamaica, Jamaica, oh na.
Oh gosh.
That was Havana remixed and remade by Kankara himself and LUT. What a brilliant remake, guys. Jamaica, na na. What a beautiful track. That was well done for a Friday, I must say. Woo, 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 woo. Okay. Alright, don't go anywhere. We come back straight after this. Welcome back, guys. If you just joined us, you are live with us on Atonville TV. This is the Crack It Down show with myself, Kimera Heeralal, as your host. If you want to interact with us in studio today, please do so with the contact details that you'll find at the bottom right of your screen. If you haven't done this already, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Alright, as we are showcasing talent right here on Atonville TV. Check this out, okay? Coming up next, guess what? It's the Bansula from Joburg Township. Check them out.
Mama.
we're live. Hi guys. Oh yeah. That was the Bansula from the German township. Lots and lots of talent here at Actonville TV, guys. If you want to join this team, you want to be a part of them, and you want to be, well, noticed or recognized for your talent, drop us an email on mail@actonvillefm.co.za. As we go along with the show, you'll see our email address at the bottom right of your screen. If you want to drop us a WhatsApp on 074-660-5829, you can do so as we are live. But you can drop the email or the WhatsApp at any given time. We will respond to you guys. All right. So as we were talking about the different types of foods that can kill you, or things that you didn't know can kill you, did you know we were talking about mushrooms a bit earlier? Okay, we spoke about how dangerous that each mushroom, right, was not equal. So when they do have their nutrients or their protein or whatever the case may be, the Kimera mushrooms might make perfect pasta toppers, right? But some species contain poisons that can kill you. So guys, do be careful with that whole mushroom thing in your garden. Please don't forget that. That's very, very important. And I think I can't stress this enough, because I've seen kids sitting on the lawn in the garden, and then you get those mushrooms that do pop up anywhere in the yard, and kids have this habit of putting them in their mouths. This is why I'm stressing on the mushroom thing. All right, here's another one. Okay, we've got, everybody knows about peanuts, right? We were talking about different types of nuts. We spoke about almonds earlier. Now I'm going to talk about peanuts. Peanuts is also bad for you guys. One of the most common allergies is it always happens when it comes to peanuts. I don't know if you notice, kids' throats start swelling. Peanuts, the most severe response is anaphylaxis. Okay, it can also lead to severe kind of constriction of airways. It can even give you shock. Okay, and also even loss of consciousness. So noticing this, it is dangerous enough to cause death if left untreated. Okay, this is one of my favorites, shellfish. Who here eats shellfish or mussel? Okay, now the severe allergic reaction to shellfish or mussel can also inhibit breathing and even be life-threatening. So when you eat a shellfish or mussels that you're not used to, it can cut off your air tracks and you can stop breathing. So I think while trying all these funny things or strange foods or something for the very first time, make sure that you're close to a hospital, the ER room. All right, we spoke about potatoes earlier. I'm not going to mention that again, but just please be careful of how you keep your potatoes in your kitchen or in your home or space. And it also depends on how much of sun it gets, how much of light it gets. Just be careful. It's a very dangerous food as well. All right. Now, we spoke about cherries as well. I want to talk about raw meat and uncooked eggs. For those of you who are building mass and working in the gym and drinking raw eggs. Okay, here's a bit of a heads up for you guys, okay? Now, raw meat, including red meat, okay? Red meat, poultry, and seafood, and uncooked eggs can contain something called Salmonella bacteria. Okay, now which can cause gastroenteritis in human beings, salmonella, and poisoning also. So it's called salmonella poisoning. Okay, it can also lead to serious complications such as bacteremia, which means when salmonella enters the bloodstream. Now that is life-threatening to people with weaker immune systems. So a light flame under your meat can avoid many risks. Please do cook your food properly. For those of you who are drinking raw eggs to help you build mass in gym, when I was growing up, I used to drink raw eggs, 2 raw eggs every single morning, just to strengthen everything. I thought it was strengthening me because I was advised this by a personal trainer when I was growing up. I was a martial artist, guys, and I was trained very well how to eat, how to gym, how to do everything. I was trying to do everything perfectly fine. So as I grew older, I'd be as hyper as I am now. Yeah. But raw eggs are still no good for you. Just cook it a little bit. Keep the yellow part raw if you are about protein and health. But do cook it at even just a little bit, not just raw. Don't just crack the egg, put it in a glass and down it like the way I used to. It's actually very, very unhealthy and deadly to you. So as I've looked after your health this morning, I hope you guys did listen to the show. If you missed the show when you just joined us, you are very late. It's almost time for us to go now. But you can click on this link again and watch the show again, as you can learn the deadliest foods around your kitchen and around the world. All right. Don't forget now, Actonville TV has more than one show. It's not just the crack at dawn. We also have the show called The Journey. Yes, this is the journey with Uncle Roy. I call him Uncle Roy Naidu and myself, Kimera Heeralal. The journey is a spiritual show. It's about culture. We're all about showcasing culture as well. We're here to uplift the culture and the community. All right, so join us every single Thursdays. It's from 12 midday till 1 o'clock. It's a 1-hour show. Please join us there. It's a spiritual show. You know, you can uplift yourself spiritually. Join us. So I'm not just a clowning around kind of girl. I'm also spiritual. So yeah, join us on the show every single Thursdays. Don't be late. 12 to 1. Yeah. All right, so guys, that's all the time we have for today. Please do join us again on Monday morning, same time, same place, 10 a.m. sharp, 10 till 11. It's 1 hour of full madness and fun. Have a blessed weekend. Stay safe wherever you may be. From myself, Kimera Heeralal. Bye-bye.